In July, US President Barack Obama signed the financial reform package into law. The purpose to head off another financial disaster like the collapse of Lehman Brothers by increasing scrutiny of financial institutions. But some of the new rules are beginning to affect smaller local banks in unexpected ways. NHK World's David Savino has more.
This summer, President Obama signed the financial reform package into law. Former Federal Reserve Chairman Paul Volcker was a key proponent of reform. At a meeting of senior executives of the financial services industry in Chicago, Mr. Volcker insisted that strong and meaningful legislation is absolutely crucial to protect consumers from banks acting irresponsibly.
Commercial banks can go out and do the same kind of speculation and proprietary activity that anybody else can do that you don't want to protect.
But ironically, the new legislation may unexpectedly impact mid- and small-sized banks disproportionately. Community banks like Kalamazoo County State Bank in Michigan play an important role in supporting their regional economy by making loans to local consumers and small businesses.
And then I have to go.
Ms. Schaefer is an assistant vice president in charge of compliance at the bank. Every day, she struggles to keep up to date with all the new reports and procedures.
I do quarterly reports, monthly reports, and I submit policies to the board monthly for them to review. We used to do that annually. Now I do it monthly.
One of the biggest areas of concerns for banks these days are debit cards, similar to a credit card, but instead linked directly to a bank account. Each time they're used, the bank receives an interchange fee from the retailer. These fees are an important source of revenue, particularly for smaller banks. One aspect of the new law is that it will lower interchange fees for banks of over $10 billion in assets. The main purpose of this is to redirect some of the profits back towards consumers and retailers. Even though the law only affects larger banks, a combination of market forces and pressure from retailers, card networks, and said larger financial institutions may force smaller banks to do the same in the end. If their interchange fees decrease, however, some banks say they'll have to make up the difference with cuts in a variety of areas, including lending to consumers and small businesses.
It's getting harder and harder for us to do what we've always done for our communities. So therefore, they're being punished and can't get a loan if they need to because of the regulations.
As the rules continue tightening, the banking industry is being forced to adapt to the new environment.
Michael Anacone.
Nice to meet you, Mike. To take the credit.
Michael Anacone, who runs an advisory business, has been busy recently.
And since now they're not in control of it. We've had 25 customers so far this year, so we have 7 projects that are going on right now, either restructuring, mergers and acquisitions, or capital raising entities. So it's a very busy time for our company.
Professor Lawrence White of New York University's Stern School of Business is concerned that a lack of clarity as to the actual meaning of the regulations may affect the availability of credit.
Well, clearly much more sensitivity to risk, arguably excessive sensitivity to risk. But it's the uncertainty of what do the regulations look like. That's adding to the uncertainty.
One of the key arguments President Obama cited when he pushed through the financial reform package this summer was consumer protection. However, new rules and increasing regulatory burdens on small and regional banks may carry unintended consequences and end up causing the opposite result. David Savino, NHK World, New York.